Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. The internet stood still tonight when Freen, one of the most beloved figures in the entertainment industry, uploaded a 6-minute video titled "I Owe You All the Truth" to her official YouTube channel. Within minutes, the video exploded across social media, igniting a firestorm of reactions, speculation, and emotion. What began as an ordinary Wednesday evening for most fans quickly transformed into one of the most talked about nights in pop culture history. Hashtags like #FreenApology, #FreenToBecky, and #ForgiveFreen dominated Twitter's worldwide trends within 11 minutes of the video going live. "I've made mistakes I can't ignore anymore," Freen said in a trembling voice, her eyes visibly red and tired. "And I owe an apology to someone who didn't deserve the way I hurt her. Becky, this is for you." The room behind her was dimly lit, no flashy setup, no studio lighting, just a single lamp and the faint hum of an air conditioner. It was the most unfiltered, raw version of Freen the world had ever seen. A 6-minute earthquake. The video, which was first noticed by fans at 7:43 p.m., began spreading like wildfire. Within the first hour, it amassed 1.8 million views and over 400,000 comments, with thousands of fans refreshing the page just to witness the counter-jump. "Something felt different about this," said Kanya Thavorn, an entertainment journalist who's covered Freen and Becky for years. "We've seen celebrities apologize before, but not like this, not this real, not this broken." Freen's voice cracked multiple times as she spoke about a promise broken and a friendship that meant everything. She didn't name specific details, but she didn't have to. Fans already knew who she was talking about. Becky Armstrong, her former co-star, close friend, and, for years, the other half of one of the most adored partnerships in modern Thai entertainment. "I should have protected you," the line that broke everyone. One line in the apology video became the center of 1,000 discussions. "I should have protected you, Becky, instead of letting others decide what was right for us." The moment she said that, social media erupted. Twitter user @MoonbeckFan wrote, "Did she just say she should have protected Becky? I'm sobbing. Whatever happened, this is real pain." Another, @FreenNationPH, tweeted, "She didn't name Becky, but every word screamed her name. We see you, Freen. We hear you." By 8:10 p.m., the apology had reached the global trending tab on YouTube and had already been subtitled into 5 languages by fans desperate to share it with the world. Clips of Freen's tearful face flooded TikTok, often paired with melancholic piano music and the caption, "When your heart says sorry too late." Background: the silence before the storm. For the past 3 months, Freen and Becky's friendship had been the subject of countless rumors. Once inseparable, appearing together in interviews, events, and fan meetings, they had not been seen in public together since July. Fans had noticed subtle signs: Freen unfollowing Becky's fan page on Instagram, Becky attending a promotional event solo, and neither mentioning the other in any recent interviews. Speculation grew, but both remained silent. That silence broke tonight. Entertainment analysts believe the apology may have been sparked by a behind-the-scenes conflict related to an unnamed brand endorsement or project scheduling issue that had been circulating in industry gossip circles. But in Freen's own words, it went far deeper than business. This wasn't about contracts or careers. This was about loyalty, about love in the form of friendship, the kind that survives fame, or at least tries to. Fans react. A global heartbreak. By 9:30 p.m., fans around the world were flooding the comment section, many posting in multiple languages. The emotional outpour was immediate and overwhelming. One top comment read, "This is the Freen we fell in love with, not the celebrity, but the human being. We forgive you." Another wrote, "If Becky ever sees this, I hope she knows we are all rooting for peace between them." Across TikTok, the hashtag Becky Please Respond began trending with over 27 million views in 2 hours. Dozens of influencers and entertainment vloggers went live, analyzing every second of the apology, each frame of Freen's tear-stained face, and even the tone of her breathing. Industry reactions. Even fellow celebrities weighed in. Thai pop singer Minnie A tweeted, "Sometimes saying sorry is the bravest thing. Sending love to both Freen and Becky." Director Thanawat K, who worked with the two on a previous drama, commented on Instagram, "I saw their bond up close. Whatever this is, I know it's coming from a place of love." Several major news outlets, including Star News Asia and Bangkok Daily, published breaking articles within an hour, dubbing it the apology that stopped the timeline. A message to Becky, and to fans. Freen ended her video with a deep breath and a quiet, almost whispering tone. "I know I can't undo what I did, but I can tell the truth now, and I can promise to be better. Becky, you deserved my honesty from the start. I'm sorry." She looked away from the camera for a long moment before the screen faded to black. No outro. No channel logo. Just silence. And then, nothing. No follow-up post. No explanation. The world waited. The aftermath, 10:04 p.m. Within 2.5 hours of its release, the apology video had reached 3.2 million views, with YouTube comments temporarily disabled due to the overwhelming traffic. The top trending hashtags were now a hashtag Freen apology, a hashtag Becky please respond, a hashtag Freen to Becky, a hashtag we still believe. Fans camped on Becky's Instagram and X, Twitter, accounts, refreshing every minute to see if she would respond. But for hours, nothing came. Until suddenly, Becky posted. At 10:37 p.m., a simple Instagram story appeared. A white background. No text. Just one broken heart emoji, broken heart. And the world lost its mind. The world was still catching its breath from Freen's viral apology video when Becky Armstrong, the other half of one of the most adored duos in Southeast Asian entertainment, finally made a move. A single Instagram story. No caption. No explanation. Just a broken heart emoji, broken heart on a plain white background. It lasted only 15 seconds, but in that time, the entire internet imploded. Within 2 minutes, Becky became the #1 worldwide trend on X, formerly Twitter. Within 10 minutes, her story had been viewed more than 4 million times, setting a new platform record for fastest view spike by a Southeast Asian celebrity. A silent storm. Becky's post might have been wordless, but its message was deafening. Fans instantly flooded social media with interpretations. Some saw it as heartbreak. Others, forgiveness. Many, confusion. A single emoji, and it hurts more than 1,000 words, wrote user at B&F4Life, whose tweet was reposted over 220,000 times in an hour. Becky didn't have to say anything. We all felt it. Journalists and entertainment experts rushed to analyze the subtext. Siriwan Wen Fazak, editor at Asia Pop Insider, explained during a late-night live broadcast. In Thai celebrity culture, subtlety is everything. For Becky to post that, and nothing else, means she's choosing her words carefully. It's emotional restraint, but it's also power. By midnight, the white screen with the broken heart emoji had been screenshot, reposted, and turned into 1,000 memes, edits, and fan tributes. The internet reacts. A divide forms. While most fans were united in heartbreak after Freen's apology, Becky's silent response changed the tone completely. Within an hour, 2 distinct fandom trends emerged. A hashtag Team Freen, fans who praised her bravery and honesty. A hashtag Team Becky, fans who felt Becky had been wronged too deeply for an apology to fix. One viral tweet summarized the tension perfectly. We cried for Freen. Now we cry for Becky. This is not drama, this is human. Another user posted. Becky's silence speaks louder than Freen's words ever could. The fandom split sent shockwaves through online communities. Discord servers, TikTok accounts, and fan pages that had spent years united in celebrating Freen Becky, the duo known for their undeniable chemistry and warmth, were suddenly filled with emotional debates, tears, and long threads of reflection. Becky's next move, a midnight post. At 12:06 a.m., Becky broke her silence completely. She uploaded a 3-paragraph statement to her verified X account, titled simply "To everyone, and to you." The post read, "I've seen the video. I've read the messages. And I've cried more tonight than I thought I would. There are things that happened between us that the world doesn't need to know. Not everything is meant for the timeline. But I will say this, I appreciate the courage it took to say those words out loud. Forgiveness doesn't come instantly, but acknowledgement is a start. Thank you for saying sorry, Freen. I needed to hear it, even if it hurts." It was signed off simply as Becky. Within 10 minutes, the tweet had over 1 million likes and 600,000 retweets. The internet melts down, again. Screenshots of Becky's statement spread like wildfire. Fans called it the most mature and poetic response in celebrity history. Influencers on TikTok stitched together clips of Freen's apology and Becky's written response, creating emotional compilations under hashtags like #FreenandBecky, #HealingEra, and #ForgiveButNotForget. "This is what emotional intelligence looks like," one user commented on a viral TikTok edit. "No drama, no hate, just pain and grace." Meanwhile, others pointed out the subtle tension in Becky's words, particularly the line, "Not everything is meant for the timeline." Entertainment commentator Arun Kittipat wrote, "That was Becky's way of saying, there's more to the story, and it's not our business." A line like that is both closure and mystery. Freen responds, a whisper amid the noise. At 1:18 a.m., Freen broke her brief silence. She commented on Becky's X post with just 2 words and an emoji. "Thank you, broken heart." It was enough to send shockwaves again. The comment received 1.3 million likes and became the most liked reply in Thai X history. Fans began sharing side-by-side screenshots of Freen's apology video and Becky's response, captioning them with emotional lines like, "Two hearts, two sides, one story. They both cried tonight. We all did." The morning after. By sunrise, major international media outlets had picked up the story. BBC Asia Entertainment ran the headline, "Freen and Becky, friendship tested, internet moved." BuzzFeed published, "From on-screen duo to emotional fallout, the apology that united millions." Even CNN Philippines aired a segment titled, "How One Apology Video Became the Most Discussed Online Moment of 2025. Clips from the apology and Becky's post dominated TikTok's For You page. The duo's past interviews, where they laughed, hugged, and finished each other's sentences, resurfaced everywhere, now tinged with bittersweet nostalgia. The fans, love, loss, and loyalty. Fan accounts that had once dedicated themselves to edits of Freen and Becky together began posting long letters to both stars. One post, shared by @FreenBeckyForever, read, "Maybe it's not about ships or fandoms anymore. Maybe it's about remembering that they're human, two people who shared something real, who hurt, and who are trying to heal." The comment section turned into a virtual therapy session, with fans from across the world expressing grief, empathy, and love. "I'm crying like it's a breakup, but it's just two friends trying to make things right," one fan wrote. Industry voices speak out. Other Thai celebrities and entertainment insiders began publicly supporting both Freen and Becky. Actress Namtan Tipnari posted an Instagram story that said, "Love wins when honesty leads. You both have my respect." Director Chayanan W., who had worked closely with them on a previous project, tweeted, "They built something beautiful together. The fact that they're even trying to make peace is proof of their character." Meanwhile, some brands quietly paused promotional content featuring either actress, reportedly to give space and respect during the ongoing emotional wave. A deeper message. Beyond the celebrity drama, many fans and commentators began seeing the incident as a reflection of something larger: the pressures of fame, friendship, and vulnerability in the age of public perception. Columnist Ploy Chanita wrote in Bangkok Herald, "What we witnessed tonight wasn't just two women making amends. It was a mirror, showing how much we project onto the people we idolize, and how much humanity still exists behind every screen." Her editorial was shared by thousands, especially among fan communities who began using the hashtag #LetThemHeal. A hopeful end, or just the beginning? At 3:03 a.m., Becky liked a fan tweet that read, "Healing takes time, but we believe in both of you." That single like sent waves of relief across fandom spaces. Many saw it as a subtle sign that Becky wasn't closing the door completely. By dawn, both actresses remained quiet, with their management teams declining to comment. But the silence that now followed felt different, calmer, almost peaceful. The world had witnessed something raw, something real, and for once, instead of demanding drama, people were learning to sit with empathy. The apology that broke the internet. New details began to emerge. Fragments of truth that slowly painted a picture of what might have led to the emotional fallout between Freen and Becky Armstrong. Neither star had given interviews, but in the silence, industry whispers, leaked schedules, and a few carefully chosen words from close insiders started to connect the dots. The story that unfolded wasn't about fame, rivalry, or money. It was about trust, pressure, and the invisible weight of being loved by millions. Weeks before the public apology, sources revealed that Freen and Becky had been in discussions with a major streaming platform for a new joint project, one meant to mark their long-awaited reunion after nearly 2 years apart on screen. The project, tentatively titled Bound Again, was rumored to be their biggest collaboration yet, a psychological drama built around themes of forgiveness, mirroring the very emotions that would later engulf their real lives. But during final negotiations, something went wrong. Multiple insiders, speaking anonymously, claimed that Freen's management made a last-minute decision to back her out of the project due to scheduling conflicts with another international brand campaign. Becky reportedly found out through the production team, not through Freen herself. That, according to several accounts, was the breaking point. One insider explained, "Becky felt blindsided. She wasn't angry about the contract, she was hurt that she heard it from someone else. For years, they had promised each other transparency. When that broke, so did the friendship." The decision caused quiet tension between the two actresses throughout the summer. Their public interactions dwindled. Interviews became awkwardly separate. When fans began to speculate, both remained silent, choosing professionalism over confrontation. But behind closed doors, the emotional toll was growing. Freen, reportedly, had tried multiple times to reach out privately, but Becky, known for her calm and introspective nature, needed time. Months passed in silence, until Freen's apology video turned that silence into the loudest sound on the internet. Fans began piecing together clues, revisiting old interviews and behind-the-scenes clips. In one viral fan thread titled "The Signs Were Always There," users highlighted subtle exchanges, Freen's distant gaze during a March Awards show, Becky's choice of words in an April podcast, where she said, "Sometimes love, in any form, is tested most when you least expect it." The quote resurfaced everywhere after the apology. It became the symbol of their quiet struggle, echoing through the hearts of millions. By mid-afternoon, both actresses' management teams released brief statements urging privacy and kindness. But that did little to stop the flood of attention. #LetThemHeal trended worldwide, followed by #FreenandBeckyForever. Across Asia, fans gathered outside both stars' agencies, leaving letters, flowers, and handmade art. In Manila, a group of fans organized a candlelight event titled Light for Healing. In Seoul, supporters projected the message "We believe in you both" on a building facade. For once, the internet's obsession turned into empathy. That evening, Freen quietly returned to Instagram. She posted a single photo, a sunrise taken from her balcony. The caption read, "Some endings are just new beginnings written in a softer light." It received more than 3 million likes in 4 hours. Minutes later, Becky liked the post. No words. No emojis. Just a single heart click, small, silent, but louder than any headline. The likes sent the fandom spiraling again. It was enough to spark hope, enough to make fans believe that maybe, just maybe, this wasn't the end. Entertainment analyst Ramon Dechawat told Star Asia Weekly, Freen and Becky's story has transcended celebrity culture. People aren't watching two actresses anymore. They're witnessing two humans navigating forgiveness in front of the entire world. Even international outlets picked up on the tone shift. Vogue Thailand described it as a masterclass in emotional maturity, while The Guardian Asia wrote, "In an age of cancel culture and public takedowns, Freen and Becky reminded us that apology and empathy still have power." A few days later, a video surfaced from a fan encounter outside a Bangkok cafe. The clip, shaky but clear, showed Becky smiling faintly as a fan mentioned Freen's apology. Her only response was a gentle nod and the words, "She's brave." That 2-second soundbite became the top trending TikTok sound of the week. People used it under montages of friendships, heartbreaks, and reconciliations. She's brave. 3 syllables that mended millions of hearts. The weeks that followed were quieter. Both actresses maintained a low profile. No interviews. No news statements. Just a few calm social posts, hints of healing, of moving forward. But the story never really left people's hearts. Fans continued to share artwork, letters, and essays about forgiveness, trust, and love. The fandom, once divided, began to unite again, not around shipping or fantasy, but around humanity. One viral fan post summed it up best. "We came here for Freen and Becky. We stayed to remember what it means to say sorry, to forgive, and to grow." Behind the scenes, industry sources quietly confirmed that both stars would attend the upcoming Asia Television Awards later that month, their first joint public appearance since the apology. When that news broke, social media lit up once more. Hope replaced heartbreak. The event organizers refused to confirm whether the two would present or simply attend, but fans were already preparing digital banners and online watch parties. The anticipation was electric, not for drama, but for peace. And then, 1 week later, it happened. The red carpet at the Asia Television Awards was packed with cameras and flashing lights. Reporters shouted questions into the humid Bangkok air. Freen arrived first, elegant in a cream satin gown, poised but visibly emotional. Minutes later, Becky appeared, dressed in a deep blue ensemble that shimmered under the spotlights. As the crowd erupted in cheers, something beautiful happened. Becky glanced across the carpet. Freen turned. Their eyes met. For a second, maybe 2, the noise faded. And then, Freen smiled. Becky smiled back. The cameras caught it all. The world froze again. The photo of that moment broke every record imaginable. Within hours, it had tens of millions of likes across platforms, captioned simply with, "Forgiveness looks like this." Journalists described the encounter as a quiet reconciliation. Neither star made a statement afterward. They didn't need to. Their expressions said it all. In the following days, fans began calling the whole saga the 6-minute apology that healed the internet. Documentaries, YouTube essays, and podcast discussions analyzed every aspect of the emotional journey. But beyond the viral trends and digital chaos, something deeper had happened. A global reminder that humanity still exists in the world of fame. One last quote from Becky's later magazine feature perfectly captured it. "Sometimes, you don't fix everything. You just find peace with what's left, and that's enough." And maybe that was the lesson Freen wanted to share all along when she turned on her camera that night. Not to beg for forgiveness, but to start the conversation about what it means to love, to lose, and to grow in love.